Yo, 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 it's Thursday night. The boys are back in town. I've got plenty of pictures to
Oh,
discuss. If I
fantastic.
had my mic closer, it would probably help with the sound. But
Eh,
hey, just
what
an
it is.
amateur now. So,
You and me both.
so what's been going on, man? What?
Dude, it's honestly nothing. It's just making do, making my way downtown. Oh,
I don't know that. I know the song. I don't know the rest of the lyrics.
I don't either.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's very good.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah,
As far as I go.
right. Yeah, I
No.
did. I did see nice. You guys made some pretty nice kick panels upgrades for the Bronco
Oh, yeah.
that you were
Yeah.
doing. That was your video for today or yesterday.
It was today. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that was a fun one. We are not working on that car currently.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, it's been an interesting couple weeks. That's for sure. So, nothing great to report. It's just like one of those things where it's
Just
just like,
yeah. Sometimes life happens whether you plan it or not.
no, for sure. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Um. So yeah, no, we just been trying to get into the groove.
Yeah.
We got vacation at the end of next month. So just trying to be there and not be there. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Like, I know it's like school where you had like 6 essays you had to write before you got to go, but you were still excited about going, but you didn't want to think about it because you still had 6 essays to write.
Yes. Ooh, it's like me today at work and a little bit of yesterday. We're going to be in your neck of the woods tomorrow.
Yeah.
About an hour and a half south or something like that.
Yeah.
But I was and there was a lot of work to do, and I was doing a lot of the work, but I just could not stay focused. Like my mind is just like,
Right.
I'm done for the week.
Yeah. Oh no, and it's kind of funny because I mean I feel like my mind is always like that just
Yeah.
because of all the stuff we do. But some days like the last couple weeks it's just like this I just yay.
Exactly. Well, on that note,
Yeah.
we're gonna talk about kicker SQ at HQ.
Yes.
So Dean, you're gonna get to chill a lot of this episode and just do stuff that I usually do, ask
Yeah.
questions.
Yeah.
But
And I got a story for you.
and dude, I have an hilarious story that involves Brian Mitchell and Derek.
I got a story for you about Brian.
Oh, okay. Good.
After that.
Okay. Because he left. Yeah. Okay. Good.
So
let me start sharing here. We'll
let's go.
Let's see here.
So let's start out with a simple one. Was it worth it? Did you have a good time?
Oh, for sure, man. It was. Yeah. I mean, we got up there Friday, had dinner with the crew. I don't think we got a picture of that. So the judges were up there. Dan Sparks from Alpine was up there. We actually Steve ended up coming sitting by us and have dinner. So we're kicking around stories. Now I will say this, you know me, like I'm gonna be saying something, right?
You're gonna be real.
Yeah. So listen, we had Steve and then Dan was sitting right next to him, and I was like, listen, Steve, I was like, you don't have to comment, but I said, just for my information, I kind of heard that the kicker key was the answer to the power pack. And then he looks at Dan looks at him, and he's like, well, they had a pretty good product there. Derek's like, I can't believe you asked that. Like, dude, who else is going to ask something like that besides me or Dean? Oh.
I would never ask that because I already
knew.
Answer,
you already know the answer, right? Yeah. I did too, but I just wanted to confirm.
Yeah, I don't need confirmation because I know, it's like I already got it from the horse's mouth.
Right.
You went all the way up to the farmer.
I did. I did. And
Yeah.
I told Dan, I was like, listen, Dan, say you guys put a DSP in a power pack someday. Like, holler at your boy.
They did.
They did. Well, I thought
Yeah.
it was Optimate. They don't have it.
No. They put a DSP in the power pack and an 8-inch subwoofer all into one little box.
What?
Yeah. So we've done 2 videos on it and gave one away. So they
I don't
haven't.
think yeah, I must not.
Yeah.
I must have missed it.
So Alpine has or had an under seat enclosure for it has an 8-inch subwoofer.
Yeah.
And so it's a 5-channel amp, 8-inch subwoofer, basic DSP, power pack, front end. So
Okay.
it was all one. Uses full DSP software. So the idea is you could take this little turd, put it in your car, amplify all 4 corners, and have a little bit of bass with
It's all in one.
the full DSP. Works off of Bluetooth. Bluetooth tuned DSP. It never caught on here in the States.
Right.
I don't think we still have one. We somehow ended up with 2 of them, and we didn't want any of them. But yeah. Anyways,
You got them.
I think they're gone. All right, so let's cut to the chase.
Yeah, let's get into some photos here.
Museum.
Should I expand more than that, or you think that's good?
Let's see if you can just slide it over and hide some of that crap.
Some of this stuff.
Yeah.
All right, let's do that. You know what? I guarantee you, Dropbox is not going to work like that.
All right, no big deal.
So yeah, this is part of the museum. Have you seen the new museum area?
They were just building it the last time we were there to give how long it's been since we've been there.
Yeah, so I kind of snapped some photos of some of the stuff they have laid out. This was kind of I don't know if this was a competition one. I actually seen the L7 prototype. I might have a photo of it in here as well. You know what it looks like? A Hyphonics. The Hyphonics square sub that they made. But here's one of the walls. Pretty cool wall. Face the end of it. There it is. That's the prototype.
Yeah.
Does that not kind of look like a Hyphonics?
Yeah.
So that's the prototype before they perfected the surrounds, of course, you can see.
Yeah.
There's some more early stuff. Well, we'll skip that one for right now, and we'll talk about that. Well, let's see. Is that all I got to the museum? Because I may actually have them also in a folder here. So we'll just get into the show itself then.
Okay.
So here's one of the systems from the show. I love this. It's just an old short wide truck. The 4 L7-8s. I think there may be the R's or the S's in there.
That's the F-150.
Yep. Then they, of course, they had to have the new kicker stunt wall here.
Oh my gosh.
So there are 6 Solo X's in here that are built not for bass, but not for like SPL, but to like send the signal far away.
Right.
You can hear it from far away. So it's a pretty intense ride here. I mean, it is.
Wow.
What do you think? You see the tweeters, you see the loudspeakers.
Yeah. It's stunt wall for sure.
Is it exactly what you think it is? And it's got some excess power there. Let's see where we at here. Some more of that. A terrible picture. This is a video. Let's see if this is the they should get a little shake to it. One of them.
That's the Bronco?
Yeah, that's the Bronco.
Okay.
So I don't think that's the one that got the shake. Here's me inside the Bronco.
You look so excited.
Dude, it was kind of, I don't know, just being out in the sun all day. And, it catches them. Dude, it's way intense inside. Derek, I made Derek get in there, and he was complaining about his ears.
That's so sad.
Yeah. It did hurt my ears. I didn't tell him that. Oh, I didn't get. Let me see if I'm in a folder here. Okay. Just another panning. Just got some panning shots of the. Now this is cool. These still have all the stickers on them.
Right.
So this is, this Kicker Super 2. And then this, I remember this box. This one was a little bit before my time, and this one was too, but you could get it in the Crutchfield clearance.
Right.
And then here's the Kicker alternator, if no one's ever seen that. I couldn't see who it was made by, though. So.
Wow. Didn't realize they made an alternator.
No. Then this was my corner. I love these little, they're like polycarbonate here.
Yeah.
And then the Mohawk subs, of course, they were just, bottom of the barrel, but they were Stillwater design. And I actually donated a couple of these new in box to the museum a while back.
Yeah, I remember that.
Of course, the XPL, this isn't the first gen, which was one of my favorite speakers of all time, subwoofers of all time. This one was built for a little more power. Also, I did have 6 of these at one point.
Oh,
we recreated. So we went and ate the same place.
Oh,
me, you, and Nando ate. And I was like, "Yo, we gotta get the same picture, right?"
Yeah.
So yeah, we went and had a pretty good breakfast. Got the same picture.
Nice.
Definitely had to do that. I'm gonna put them in a post side by side. I thought it'd be funny.
That is cool.
Yeah. Here's some of the Kicker XS.
Oh yeah, hated those.
Yeah, these suitcase ones were not as cool as the other ones, but actually these are cooler than the ones that were before them, which were about half the power. Because I think this one, the X50S, this was a 400 watt, and then the XS50 was 600, and then this was 800 and 1,000. So. Let's see what else we got in here that's maybe not the museum or is. There's old Solo Barrack. This was the original Solo Barrack with the 0.88 cubic foot enclosure, which
that didn't work.
Right, which they worked way better in sealed or in ported, but we didn't know that at the time because we were told they could only go in a sealed enclosure.
Very disappointed subwoofer.
And then this was a demo or a display demo from a pretty famous shop, but I couldn't remember the name. I can't remember the name of it right now. So they had the 18 Solo X here, the original, and this was basically a seat. And, you're right there by the port.
Oh, wow.
Let's see. It's more the original OG stuff. Same there. We already seen that one. Oh, this was cool. I thought this was cool. Some of their original home speakers here.
Oh, wow.
I thought those were pretty cool.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we got here. All right, now we get to dinner. So after the show, we got to hang out with Bill Frog, of course, you see right here.
Oh, yeah.
So we also invited Blake and Corey, who's Cornut in chat, and Blake is Blake in chat. So we invited him, got to hang out.
Nice.
What else did we? This one we got back. We went and had Japanese, me, Cassie, and Derek.
Okay.
So we got to do that. Let me see. I don't think I uploaded the good video. We watched this one. Yeah, I didn't upload it. Damn it. So anyways, the funny story. So we're at Brian Mitchell's vault, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling like, yeah, we got it. We got to get in line. We're gonna demo it. Derek goes in first, right? He's in there and he's just in there jamming out. He's going through the playlist, checking things out, and it's kind of like he's been there. He's like thoroughly, in my mind, he's thoroughly investigating this system and checking it out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking to Dan from Alpine.
Mm-hmm.
Really nice guy, by the way.
Oh yeah,
And we're talking about the Optimate and all this stuff. And
I do have a funny Dan story too.
all right, so definitely tell that.
Okay, you got to remind me because I'll forget.
I will. So we're sitting there chatting it up, and Cornut, yeah, that's Blake and Cornut were there, and Cornut Corey, he was like, "Hey, can I get a demo, Brian?" And he's like, "Well, actually, Vega's next," and then and he's like, "Derek's still in there," and his front window's tinted, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can't really see, but I'm sitting there while I'm talking down. All of a sudden, I hear a loud bass, like because the subwoofers are in the front, and I'm standing near the front. I'm like, "What? I didn't think it had that in it, right?"
Mm-hmm.
Turns out, Derek was doing that because he was stuck inside the vault. He did not know how to get out of it. He pushed the ARC audio button on the front side.
Mm-hmm.
He pushed the back side, so he was in there for like 30 minutes. He texted me. He tried to call me. And he started turning up the radio a little bit as he's in there. He's going through the playlist. And
So
finally
he got stuck in the vault.
he got trapped in the vault. And it was he was like, yeah, it was getting pretty hot. And he's like, I was waving. You guys I thought you seen me. He said, when you heard the bass, I thought you seen me. But it was basically like a Tiger King moment. Like, I called you twice, not an F you. How you doing? But he legit got stuck inside the vault, and it was hilarious.
Dude.
I wish we could have captured that moment on video somehow.
Yeah.
But he literally got stuck in the vault. And he's like, yeah, Brian never told me like what. And he's like, I didn't want to break anything. I didn't know what I was supposed to be pushing or not pushing. And if he just would have stepped just a little bit back, it would have opened up.
Yeah.
But I also got in the vault next when he was done. And I was like, oh, I also didn't ask Brian how to get out of here.
Right.
But I instantly, I'm like, okay, it was never said, or maybe to Derek, but I didn't hear it. So I'm like, all right, push. Oh, this feels a little pushy here. Push it and then it pops. But yeah.
Yeah.
So that was the story. Derek got trapped.
That's funny.
He could be demoing to this day,
Yeah, he would have trapped inside. So what did you think of it?
Oh, I thought it was amazing. Yeah, it was
Okay.
it was awesome. Yeah, I mean, I listened to about 3 tracks. There was quite a long line, so I didn't want to hog all the time.
Didn't want to be a Derek.
Yeah, didn't want to be a Derek and take the full. Listen, Derek was in not the Iaska Dix demo, but he was in there. He was going through, and that's where he heard the one with the loud bass. And it's like an infinite bass knob on there,
Right.
or volume knob. So Derek's like, I really didn't know how loud I could or couldn't go. And I was like, I assume like Brian has it where you can't just absolutely crank it and ruin it. I don't know that, but
no, you could probably ruin it. You could probably
but I legit, there was one song where I looked over there and Derek thought he was saved at that moment. And it was probably 10 minutes after that before he actually got saved. But I was sitting in the front. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, it's 215s with
right
2 SC4000s on them. So
right. But which on most of the demos, they're very tame.
They are. Yeah.
But yeah, they got something to them. If you're going to play some music on them, they got something to them.
Yeah.
Sure. So yeah, absolutely. Derek got stuck there. I told Derek, there's always something weird that happens when we hang out. I don't know why. We've got locked in a Bojangles before.
Oh,
in the morning.
Right.
Have I ever told that story?
I think so.
Yeah. So, I mean, long story short, it was the best Bojangles we had, and we just kept getting there for breakfast because we knew it was good.
Right.
One day, come in, the dude, they're kind of short-staffed, and I see the guy locking the doors. I'm like, what the hell's going on? He's like, Derek, we're locked in here. And the whole time there's people trying to come in and eat, and they're looking at us like, let us in. I'm like, I'm not letting you in. The dude locked the doors for a reason. And finally, when we do go out, there's a lady, she's like stalking us. And we go out the other door to avoid her. Come around, she's right there waiting. How'd you get in? I'm like, hey, he locked it after we were in there. They're short staffed. So
Just go through the drive-through, man.
exactly. So there was quite a few things that's happened like that. But Derek being locked in, I thought that was gonna be the weirdest thing to happen on this trip. The weirdest thing or the craziest thing is Derek was stuck at the airport for like 12 hours.
Oh God.
We had a tornado come through here.
Oh.
So it was through here and up there. And I was like, oh man, I got to drop him off early so I can be back before he hits here. Because his flight took off at 6 and the tornado is supposed to hit anywhere from 4:30 to 6.
Okay.
So I took him up, dropped him off at 2. So he's up there 4 hours early.
Right. Which shouldn't be a big deal.
But he still get, which was fine, you know, but he gets delayed. And he ends up landing in Atlanta like at 2 a.m. So their flight finally takes off at midnight or 1 o'clock or something like that.
Dang.
So he was at the airport for a minute. We were in the laundry room here because the tornado legit was like right there. And so that ended up being the weird thing that happened. So Derek was stuck in the airport. We were here in the laundry room.
Wow.
And yeah, that was quite an adventure.
Well, I mean, that's pretty crazy. Okay, so Brian's story.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Which will I talked to him. It's like, we got to do a podcast about this because like this whole trip, you know, especially from his perspective. So he had to leave kicker Saturday. I guess he won something.
I didn't stay that late because it was running over. Like they were way behind schedule.
Yeah, and so I would have loved to get that conversation from him, but I didn't. Instead, so he had to drive up to Washington State. So he had to boogie on up there. And so he made that mad dash, rain the whole way.
Of course.
Yeah, he was like, so it was like hail and rain and the whole 9 yards. And I was like, he's like, amazing, I didn't end up in a ditch. So he gets there and everything's great. He's made it. He's happy. And I talked to him that night. He's like, yep, I'm good. So, okay, cool. Because I check on him anytime he does these. And I was gone that week I was gone over the weekend with the family, so I didn't get a chance to like talk to him while he's on the road. And I try to call him when he's on the road just to keep him entertained and all that shit. So anyways, next day I got to call Brad, and Brad's like, dude, the trailer got stolen. I said, what? He goes, trailer got stolen. I said, you're kidding. He's like, no. I said, Brian, okay? He's like, yeah, but I was like, so I talked to Brian. I finally
on with the Volt.
So the Volt was out of the trailer. So that was the first thing I asked. It was the Volt wasn't in the trailer. I was like, no. The trailer was empty, with the exception of Brian's tools, which is probably worth more than the trailer. So apparently, he was getting ready to teach his class.
Right.
They come in like he's literally setting up to teach his class at this trade show that he went to. And they go, hey, they show him a picture and they says, is this the lock for your trailer? You know, it's a picture of a lock and bolt cutters laying on the ground. He goes, I mean, it could be. Is my trailer not there? And they're like, okay, well, let us check. And he's like, wait, what? So then they're like, yeah, your trailer's gone. And he's like, oh, fantastic. So now he's got to teach a class. And he just found out the Arc Audio trailer got stolen.
Jesus.
Yeah. So that was really cool. And so I finally got a hold of him later in the night. And at this point, you know, his mind is just, you know, and it's like, oh, you know, he's like, man, like my tools are in there. And it's like, it's this tool and this tool. And I'm like, okay, it's okay, man. You know, I get it. And he's like, man, you know, he's freaking out. And he's like, and the trailer. And oh my God. And I'm like, what's the plan? He's like, so I talked to a friend of you know, this guy named CJ Sylvia, who's Silva. He was in the build off one year. That's how I knew him. He's like, he's gonna let me, you know, if I need to, I can keep the car at his place. He's got a place called Foss Audio. Yeah. And I was like, okay. And he's like, you know, and then we'll figure it out. I said, all right, cool. He's like, all right. And he's like, I gotta go. Okay, no problem. So I'm like, all right, great. So then the next morning, last day of the event, I gotta call Brad. And Brad's like, or they Brad might have texted me. I don't remember. All I know is I find out they found the trailer. And I'm like, oh, that sucks. But okay. So again, I don't have all the details yet because like Bluetooth reception sucks on the way home, and he's like
Right.
really tired and stressed out, and just like I'm like, bro, we'll talk about it later. So they find the trailer in this guy's like field. They just like they just rammed the trailer back into a mound of like dirt and shit, so they could pull the tires off of the trailer. So they steal 3 of the tires. They rip the door open. They rummage through the inside of it, steal his bag of tools, bend up some stuff, and then they just leave the trailer. And 3 different police departments, because it's 3 different. And so finally, they find, it's like, hey, we got the trailer. I got a video of the trailer.
Yeah.
Because the guy that owns the place is like, this just came out and found this trailer in my field. What the hell? And and this is ridiculous. And why would somebody do this? And it's like, because they stole it, dumbass.
Yeah. What the hell?
And
Steal a whole trailer and get 3 tires out of it, and
yeah, for 3 tires and a bag of tools. So the cops tell him, hey, you need to wait. We got to take pictures and all this other crap. So he waits there for 4 hours.
Oh my God.
And the cops never show.
Dude.
So he's like, screw this. So there was a spare tire in the trailer. So they drag it out. They throw so it's got 2 tires on it. They drag it out and they pull it into the next county over. And then they call that police department. And they're like, hey, like, yeah, we'll come out and they get it all taken care of. And then the CJ had a buddy, I guess I think it was CJ, had a buddy that does wheels and tires. So they found 2 tires to go on because it's a 4-tire trailer. So they found 2 tires, just throw it on there so we could throw the car in and get it home.
Mm-hmm.
It's so, the last day of the event was shit for him because he's like trying to get the trailer all taken care of. And thieves here in Seattle are
right, dude.
Yeah,
there's no laws up there.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like like the Wild West, literally.
So long story short, he was at the end of everything. He was only about 4 hours behind, which is cool because he needed to get home because Princess was waiting and the babysitter was leaving, and like it was a very stressful thing. So he's at his wit's end right now.
Dude, and he probably was on 0 sleep this whole
time. He's like, he didn't eat anything. He's he's overexhausted, and so he did make it home before the show. We texted and he's like, I'm at home finally, everything's good. And I was like, okay, great. Take a day or 2 and fucking get your head screwed back on. But yeah, it was like, I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, to go through all of this nonsense and then someone steals the trailer. Listen, and all they get is 3 wheels. I mean, it's like, how stupid.
This is why you don't drive up north anywhere.
I mean, I was like, wow, okay.
That's wild, man. He's had that thing all over the country.
Yeah.
Goes to Seattle. First day, it's stolen. Yeah.
Dude, I mean, left the bolt cutters.
Wow.
I mean, yeah. Oh, it could have been way worse.
Oh, yeah.
It could have been way worse, for sure. I mean, yes, nobody died.
Yeah.
And they got the trailer back, and, yeah.
Dude, that's he just had a mic stolen.
Yeah.
That wasn't that long ago.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's
now a whole damn trailer. What were they gonna do with the trailer? It has arc wrap all the way around it.
Oh, I mean, why even steal the wheels? The wheels ain't worth shit.
Right. Yeah. It's like, what,
trailer wheels?
$90, $100 each max.
Yeah. But the tools were probably the most, because I was like Brian's a Snap-on tool guy. So it was probably like $6,000 or $7,000 worth of Snap-on tools, which is to say it's like a couple wrenches and a meter.
Yeah. Oh man. Was his mic in the tool bag?
Yeah. Brian's luck. His new mic was in his tool bag. Brian, I'm sorry it happened to you. What's up, Justin? Yeah. So, anyways, well, there'll be more to come of that. I was like, dude, we gotta do it because I want to hear about his trip. Because his trip to Kicker was obviously different than your trip to Kicker. So, So it was great. You had a good time. I talked to Lori today, and I go, yeah, man, I heard, yeah, that kicker thing I heard was really good. She's like, yeah, you should have come. I said, I would have. I didn't know it was even happening. She's like, well, what do you mean? Everyone knew. And I go, no, I had no idea. I found out like a month ago.
Yeah, dude, you got to go next year. I think so. It's different than any SQ. What monkey elephant in the room? Here's the comment I keep. Well, does kicker do SQ stuff? And it's like, bro, what is SQ stuff?
I don't know.
Right, it's like they're like, oh well, it's got to be Moscone or something. Like, hey, listen, they have some products that you could use an SQ install. Is it going to be a Focal super high end Focal? Is it going to? No, but they're their products there. They have products available. They're developing products. They've had the Q class speakers.
I wouldn't even have gone that far into it. I'd have just said they make speakers, amps, and subs.
Right. Yeah.
What else? Okay, I can buy a DSP.
Right.
I know my guy there that I was talking to. He's got a mini DSP brand.
Yeah.
He was so excited to compete and have a good time, and I mean, listen, like I was, but a couple buddies of mine went overseas to World Finals. So I've been getting tons of pictures. Fred's there, tons of pictures of brands, and I'm like, has it just become? And there again, whatever. But I feel like there's the competition side of things that has become, we can't use anything commercial.
Right. The precious of their
I need this company over here that makes these
very specific. Oh, it has to be you don't have a Goldhorn DSP.
Oh, dude, so many Goldhorn DSPs. And I'm like, so they traded in all their Helix DSPs for a Goldhorn? I mean,
it kind of goes in waves.
It totally does. Everyone's a fanboy for that. Well, I've had it for 5 years and I've never won with that. So you're gonna have this for 5 years and never win with this. The thing is you suck.
Right.
Well, this sounds so. No, it doesn't. I mean, sure, it does.
It's the new hot. It's the new hotness. It's just like any other thing.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, somebody said it was great, and I mean, whatever, dude.
Yeah.
Sure, go for it.
And that's just how it goes, man. But what I will say about their competition is, in every other SQ competition I've been in, or two, not in, I haven't competed.
Right.
But it's actually relatively small. Even finals was pretty small, the amount of SQ cars that were there competing. Right. This one, on the other hand, was much like finals in the sense that there was more than just SQ cars there. There was people's personal vehicles. There was kickers' vehicles. There were demo vehicles. And they had it scheduled out in such a way that there was like a 30-minute break where people could demo SPL.
Oh, nice.
In between judging, so they had like 4 or 5 slots where there's 30-minute windows where people could just jam on the SPL systems, play the stunt walls, do something crazy. And that's fun. Like, that's fun when it's controlled like that, because you're not walking by a stunt wall and it's not just playing for 10 hours all day long. People can experience it. And it brought a lot of people in that I wouldn't consider SQ people.
Yeah.
And they were checking out the systems and like appreciating the work of the systems. They had the money around there. It was actually quite a few cars out there.
I mean, at the end of the day, I love the idea.
Yeah.
And I will, unless something tragic happens next year, we're definitely going to be there if they do it again next year. Because it's stupid not to. I mean, I think we'll probably go up a few days early and do some stuff at Kicker.
Yeah,
get some work done there, and then head into that. Just to see how it goes. Was Larry saying not happy with Alpine, but sold into it? Dean, I know how you feel about Alpine.
Dude, the weather was perfect too. The weather was
nice. That's fantastic.
Perfect. It was not hot. It was like it got up to like low 80s, maybe mid 80s at the highest. But it was like jacket weather in the morning, so it was 65-ish. And then as the day progressed, oh, dude, it was perfect. They had food trucks out there. It was
I
a
mean,
great show, man. It
I
was,
feel it was probably fantastic. I'm really
yeah,
pissed that we didn't know about it because in
yeah,
hindsight, the funny part is in hindsight, Paul had to leave early Saturday,
yeah,
and I'm like, fuck, if we would have known about that instead of like the last minute like he likes to do, and I'm like, we could, we
yeah.
just come back Monday. I mean, like we could have gone. I mean, this
And we ended
sucks.
up getting the perfect little. We rented a Verbo by the college,
Right,
by a little neighborhood, so it was kind of away from all this stuff and not in
right.
the hotels. So we went up Friday. Derek hasn't seen Kicker since 2019 when he first went.
Yeah,
So we done kind of the new museum parts, really what he wanted to see,
yeah.
and spend a little time there. Got to hang out with the Kicker crew. Got to meet a bunch of people in person that I hadn't got a chance to meet before. Also see a bunch of people that I haven't seen since finals or
Right.
another SQ show. So that I'll tell you about the coolest car. I don't know what the best car I heard. I do know. It's Brian. Brian's is the best car I heard. But as far as like a regular person's, it's not Brian. That's won every championship you could win in SQ. I heard some pretty rad cars. I heard a few good ones. One I did not get to hear that I wanted to hear was, and I forget his name. Sorry, but he had a Lexus hatchback,
Hmm.
and I think he's a robotics engineer.
Okay.
So he had speakers like two middlers and tweeters on plates with robotic arms. Also,
Nice.
kick panels on the floor with robotic plates.
Okay.
At once, and then he had all like the black hole kind of mat,
Mm-hmm.
the servo axis. But it was so sick, and I didn't get to hear it, and it all moves into place once you close the door and start playing music.
Oh, nice.
And I didn't. It was taking so long for everyone to get through the money round, and it was like 5 o'clock. And we're like, yeah, I think we're gonna dip out. We're gonna dip out and have some dinner. We had already made plans with Bill, so
Yeah.
I did not get a chance to hear it, but it was a super sick build, and hopefully sometime this year I'll get a chance to hear it.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
But
Yeah, I
that
mean,
that was it in a nutshell. I mean, we really had a blast. Got a chance to hang out a few days. Um, we'll talk about. Oh, dude, we just ate so good. Like we'll talk about that on the next show. Like we had so many good meals.
so Dan, back to
Yeah,
Alpine Dan. So Dan used to work for another stereo shop, and so we bumped into Dan many times before he went to work for Alpine. So he finally goes to work for Alpine, and we we're this is the morning they were having us film the the Tesla, the F1 status.
yeah,
So we're waiting on Steve Brown to come down because they're like at the it was supposed to be Chris to go. And at the last minute, they changed it on us. They're like, no, Steve Brownie wants to come down and do it. And I said, oh, it's fantastic. Nobody knows who Brownie is. Everybody knows who Chris Tegu is. So let's not have the guy who does all the internet videos do it. Let's have the legend do
right.
it. That we all talk about. And it's like, okay, cool, whatever. So I'm excited because I was like, I don't really know Steve Brown, but yeah, why not? Sounds good. So
Yeah,
we're waiting, and so it's Fernando, me, and the Alpine guys, and we're all standing around waiting because everyone's taking their time, and we're just cutting it up, man. You were just doing the same shit we always do. And Dan goes to me, he goes, man, I don't know how you do it. I go, what? He goes, I watch all your videos, man. You don't ever cuss in your videos. I go, right? He goes, man, in real life, you cuss like a drunken sailor, bro. he's like, I've never met someone that cusses so eloquent as you. It's like, holy shit, man. You're like,
yeah,
you're just like dropping the bombs, bro.
yeah.
And I was like, yeah. He goes, I never would have guessed. And I go, bro, it's TV, man.
Yeah, jump cuts.
I mean,
Yeah,
we're all dudes hanging out.
right. Yeah.
Big jokes aplenty.
uh,
Yeah. And Fernando just starts laughing. He's like, oh my God.
that's hilarious.
Yeah, but no, Dan's cool. I like Dan. Dan's always fun.
Yeah.
He always when Knowledge Fest, when we go to Texas, because he lives in Texas, he would always come out to Knowledge Fest, even though like Alpine isn't there. He would still come anyways, because it's just like, I mean, I can't not come.
Right. It's just right in
Like,
the backyard.
totally
Yeah.
understand. Okay, Robotica. Okay. Oh, there we go. Well, Justin.
Or robotics, maybe. Yeah, Eric.
Yeah.
Eric Eckern.
Yeah.
Actually, he was waiting. I met him when he was waiting to demo Ron's car.
Yeah.
And he was like, and I was like, yeah, it's a giant remote control car. He's like, I should have noticed by the hood pins, because he's into that as well. So
yeah. Yeah. Just, I mean, it's like, if you need to know anything about competition, you talk to Justin.
yes.
Justin is the keeper of names. He's the keeper. Yeah. He's like, okay.
Listen, it's good. This is why I like having Justin at a show, because he's not at every show I go to.
Right.
He's just pointing me. He's like, yo, listen to this car, listen to this car, listen to this car. He taking you around, like, all right, getting you the best demos, because he knows
everybody.
The cars, yeah, he knows everybody.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Oh no, it's trust me. It's like dude, it's so funny because we were at World Finals and we were listening to the one guy's car that had the robotic amps in the back.
Yeah.
The guy just tells him, you give him the demo. I'm tired. I was like, oh, okay. Like, not what I was expecting, but all right, you get around, Justin. All right, let's see how it is.
He does, man.
All right.
He's a key component to SQ competition. He's a little bit of everywhere.
Yeah. That's fun.
But yeah, we got to check everything out and demo, obviously, the Bronco again. Derek had never heard it at all. So it's intense. The stunt wall's pretty intense. They had the truck you drove up there.
Oh, with a new wrap on it, right?
Yep. It's got a new wrap on it. It was sitting out. John's cars were out there, a few of his vehicles.
Hey guys.
Yeah. That's a pretty good John.
That's all I got. That's all I got. Hey guys.
Yeah. And trying to think who else's cars were there was a bunch of kicker demo vehicles, as you'd expect. There's a few SPL guys out there with some trucks.
What car did Alpine have?
They didn't bring anything.
Really?
Yeah, they didn't bring anything. So Dan was just there as a spectator. I think Ernie reached out and asked him to come. Marcus from Kicker was there as well. Or Kenwood. Sorry, Kenwood. So I did get to check out the new system. And I was like, well, when you come out with the Gladiator. Yeah. He's like, when you come out with the Gladiator, he's like, we got it. And I was like, no, for the big screen Gladiator.
Yeah.
He's like, well, we're working on it.
Yeah. Sure they are.
Yeah. But that's a cool system, like, just to see it in person and see, the head unit is basically it's the brains, and then you just add what you need to make it work.
Oh yeah. No, trust me.
Yeah.
Good. I know. Yep. Yeah.
But he also, I was telling him like some of my favorite subwoofers that I never got to use were the old Kenwood Gold Basket HQ subs. And I don't know if you remember them, but they had the gold basket. The dust cap had the HQ in red. Really nice looking driver. And he's like, I got some of those. Like, listen, if you want to sell those, I sent him a friend request on Facebook, like, let me know. Like, I'm not going to use them, but I will refoam them because I want to display them. Because even if you just have one, I'm fine with one.
Right.
So I'm going to reach out and see it. He said he thinks he has one, or he's pretty sure he has one. So I'm going to try to buy that. I think that's going to be a dope display piece. It's similar to like the JBL VTI. You remember the big nice JBLs. So
right.
But yeah. And as we were leaving dinner, I told Dan, I was like, don't tell Steve, but I got some Alpine 4-inch component sets in the and the bar back here. Because I started with the kicker KS in both. I have the kicker KS in front, but the back with the coax, there's not adjustable tweeter on that.
No,
it's like all my sound was just like
right.
And with the tweeters, I could point them forward a little bit and just get a little bit better. So, and the mid bass comparatively between the two, they do a little bit better. But you don't need a lot of mid bass in that, but.
I would have just kept the factory mid bass and added a tweeter, maybe.
Yeah, I was gonna do that, but I already had the set.
Yeah,
I was like, "Hey, put them in." The factory mid bass are not bad.
No, they're actually really good, and they're made by Alpine.
Yeah.
It's funny because they sent us that set of 4s, and I was like, I don't want these. And then the other day, Paul comes over. I've had them for like a year and a half, almost 2 years. Paul comes over and he's like, "Hey, do you have those Alpine 4s?" I said, "Yeah." I go, "Why? You want to buy them?" He's like, "You'll sell them to me?" Because I never sell anything. And I was like, I mean, just give me what they cost in case I ever have to replace them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just get them off the shelf. I don't want to look at them anymore. He's like, "What else do you want to get rid of?" Nothing.
That's it.
Nothing. Right. Fine.
I did, however, shock some people with the audio control 8s on 300 watts from the kicker key.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, because those things, they
get down.
Yeah, I mean, I was like I told everyone else, I was shocked when I hooked this up. I was like, 300 watts. That's literally less than half of what RMS is. So how are they going to do? But man, they're impressive for open with the top down. It doesn't matter. They sound pretty good. I mean, they're not going to.
No, but it's an 8. I mean,
yeah, it's a pair of 8s. In a box is literally this wide.
Yeah. It's like it's the most. Yeah.
So they were super impressive.
So we had kickers send us the LX 850.1.
Okay. Yeah.
Because we were talking, like, that's the one you have.
Mm-hmm.
Because our rep was talking to us the other day, and he's like, we really need content on Aftershock 2. Which is, I go, okay. I mean, we want to. I just don't want to do the same. I mean, I know the 7-channel has it, but I'm just tired of playing with the 7-channel.
Right, yeah.
And so they're like, "Oh, we'll send you the 850." And I said, that would be perfect.
There you go.
So we'll have the 850, and we'll do all the. I'm excited. I love doing those. I love playing with those and filming that stuff. I think that's a lot of fun. And then yesterday, Tuesday, we got the new Arc Audio PS 6.8, which is their new cost-effective 6 to 8 DSP.
But it looks like a DSP, like a legit now.
Yeah. It's built off of the old PS Pro style heatsink and whatnot. So it's basically it's like tool and die wise, it's a new piece, but it's not like they didn't have to go outside and have all this new shit built. A lot of it they were able to recycle. That's how they got the price down. And then they took all the bells and whistles with the exception of digital input. So it's got a toss and a coax digital input, but they took all the other nonsense out of it so that they could get the price down. So I think retail's like $550.
Yeah, it's super cheap.
Yeah, for 6 to 8 with DNA software. So we got to film the video on that. I was like, hey, it showed up. Let's do something we never do. Let's get ahead of this.
Yeah.
Let's just film it right now.
Yeah.
Like, because we got the Moto 800, which is the replacement for the 720. And we still haven't filmed the video on that. I was like, because you got to do dyno and all that crap.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, man. Like, doing this DSP thing was actually pretty easy. Shit.
Yeah.
Like, we talked, we even recorded some of the software just to show some basic stuff. But Mustang with Pico amps. I mean, the amp I want isn't available yet. So let's just say that. But no, it's it's good stuff. Good stuff. So
yeah.
How was the drive?
It's only a 3-hour drive from my house.
I love how you guys say that. It's only 3
Yeah.
hours. Like I seriously have to like say something's more than like it's a 3 hour drive. Where are we going?
Dude, a 3 hour drive from my house and a 3 hour drive from your house. I'm sure the distances are way longer for mine for the amount of
Yeah,
time.
you get a lot farther in 3 hours than we will. That's for
Yeah.
I mean, shit, it could be 3 hours to get to Orlando.
Yeah, because we're driving basically 2 turnpikes. Drive down 40 for like 40 miles and then 2 turnpikes and you're
Oh
there.
yeah, no, I remember. I did it.
Yeah.
So yeah. I mean, there's nothing to see.
No, no.
It's like I remember one of the highways was under construction, and I was like, "Does that say they just never finished it, or is it under construction?" Because I mean, it looks like no one is out here ever.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's yeah.
is this a ghost highway? I mean, what do we got going on here?
They were
Yeah,
working on it this time too. Totally sucked.
yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so good show, good time. Derek had a good time. I'm assuming.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like you can't see this half of the room, luckily, because it's a
Yeah.
disaster. Like I took all my stuff out and I put it back in.
Oh, he slept in there.
Yeah, he slept in here. So
Big guy on an air mattress.
yeah, I had the queen size though because it was just single. So well,
Yeah.
this time I had the queen size in here, and then buddy Jason, he slept in what has now become Bailey's closet, because we had the front room,
hmm
and that's her extra runoff closet space, at least till Kyle moves back.
So they're all coming back.
But listen, they're coming back, and they're bringing people with them.
Yeah, I know. Like the numbers are multiplying.
but Bailey and Matt will be moving out within the next few months. So there'll be a small crossover point,
Yeah.
and then but we'll just replace them with two others.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
It was I was telling one of Haley's friends was up today, and I was telling him about when we were in Dallas for the Kenwood or for the JVC event. Like it's here the whole week. You can talk to me anyone. I go to Dallas, and then she wants to talk to me and tell me that she was thinking about moving out.
Oh man.
And I go, why are you telling me now that I'm in another like halfway across the country? Like I like this isn't like it was a like last minute thing. You guys have known about this for a while. You intentionally waited until I was gone so you could text it to me. Like, you son of a bitch. And I was like, hey, you're 25,
Yeah, do your thing.
you
Yeah.
can do whatever you want. If you want to move out, move out. I mean,
Yeah.
that's up to you, but can I at least give you some thoughts about it? And I'm like, you live here for free, you're just starting your new job, and went through this whole path. And I was like, but there again, you're old enough. I don't have to be the one to tell you this stuff. And so she actually called our friend that's her walking buddy, who's really successful female. So she was like, she just goes, oh, your dad's right. I was like, yes, dad was right. I like Ken. When in Montana, had the reasonable and prudent speed line.
Yeah.
3 hours, 250 miles, no problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, you couldn't do that here if you wanted. I wouldn't mind an overnight high five B&B stay.
Yeah. Dude, I have more. I need to put a bunch more for sale. It's just, it takes so much room, man.
Oh, I know. It's like,
and then here's the added bonus, or I would say crutch, is when you have a YouTube channel, you're like, oh, I'll just make a video on this. That's why I have it here. And then you're like, well, I bought something because this is kind of hot right now to make a video. People are talking about this. And then the thing you bought 3 months ago is like, I'll get around to it. And you never get around to it. So that stuff's got to go.
yeah. That's funny. It's funny you say that, because it's like, we have a closet now that is like, this is all stuff we need to talk about.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's going through, and it's like, it's the best feeling in the world when you get a video done and just like, oh,
Yeah, you cleared off the books. It's like, this is off the books now. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's for us. Hell, it can take 6 months before we make a video.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we'll talk about it a lot, but it's like, we just finally came out with the Morel census video.
Mm-hmm.
Like we've had those all year. It's like, hey, the video's done, yay!
The crazy part is that's the first I've heard of them was through that video. I didn't know they had a new line.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so that's when I was like, oh, they got a new line. Okay.
Yeah. They've also got brand new Virtus.
Oh,
They got a brand new line of Virtus, which are really nice.
so is the census kind of a middle grade from what they
The
have?
Census would be the highest and inexpensive version of the speaker.
Okay. All right.
So like if so basically if you were to look at like the three chassis, so it's like there's 3 speakers built off of that chassis,
Right.
which is the Census, the Hybrid, and the Elate.
Right.
So, it's basically good, better, best. The problem is that the line names don't always make any sense because it's like, what is Census? I have no idea. What is Hybrid?
Right.
That doesn't make any sense. And then Elate. It's like,
Right.
so, and there's no good, and their website right now is, I don't know who designed it, but they need to go back to website design school. But there's no good way for us to tell that story of like, well, there might be. I'd have to check. We might actually have all 3 of them there. I didn't even think about that.
There you
That's a good
go.
call. We might have to do like
Just turn it up into a video.
That's what I liked about pulling the pictures and just putting the pictures in.
Yeah.
But the whole time I was sitting there
Yeah.
going, man, I bet you I have these and I could just take my own pictures. But no, that might be a good video just to explain that the 3 versions of this chassis.
Right.
And you have good, better, best in that mix. So you go from a standard magnet to in a smaller voice coil to a little bit bigger voice coil. And then they use the neodymium magnet that's backed by a strontium magnet. So it's 2 magnets on top of one another. And then all the way to like a biggest voice coil with, I think, a full neo magnet.
Yeah.
Um,
Which in Morel always has obscene voice coil sizes comparatively.
Yeah. Morel lineup's a bit pretentious. I just go by price, more expensive, more better. It's not even pretentious, I don't think. I think it's just it doesn't like
it's opaque to people that don't know Morel.
Yeah, it's just they don't do a good job of lining things up. And there again, if you look at it, it's built just like the Focal site.
Yeah.
It's an identical layout to the Focal site. It's just the knowledge once you get there isn't great.
Yeah.
But it's very and the navigation isn't as smooth as Focal site, but the data is all the same. So it's like it's got the same style drop down menus. It's broken into the same categories. I mean, it is so much like the Focal site.
Yeah.
It's silly, but it's still just. I don't know why. I think the Focal just their names make more sense. I just like when we think of one hit wonders in music,
right?
The names of the bands that are one hit wonders, that's usually the why, because their names suck.
Yeah.
I mean,
I get it. Yeah, it's like if you don't, yeah,
the name is important, and I think just some manufacturers are better at it than others.
Yeah.
And I think when you have a product, you need to have it as simple as possible. I mean, that's why we came up with the IRTA2.
Yeah.
It was the easiest name I could come up with that says what it is. And at the time, people still thought I was Apple, and at the time we could only do Apple, so it was, IRTA2.
Yeah.
Apple switched to Apple before everything now, but it's like whatever. It's still an iPhone.
Yeah, it's an RTA, and it's 2 channels.
Yeah. And like it's funny though, because like Smash Force Productions was intentionally not like that.
Right. Yeah.
I wanted the name to be something that you just go, wait, what? because it wasn't something that people, normal people, should know. It's something that people are going to be dealing with us will know, and they'll question it, and you'll be like, it's why we made it that way, so you'll question it,
Right.
because I don't want to be B&B production,
Right.
I want to
Yeah.
be something you go, no, it was that weird name. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was us.
It's my tech to MBX or MTX.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like we wanted it to be something that you questioned and like, wait, what? Yeah,
Yeah.
Smash Four Sports. How'd you come up with that? I have a kid. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no.
Yeah, that's the show. We talked about it. Got a ton of good food combo for next
Fantastic.
show, which is great because we watched something. And
I'm anxious to get your take on this because I feel it's not the same as mine. So
yeah, we're gonna talk about it. Listen, there's gonna be love, there's gonna be hate, and everything in between, and good food.
Love, Hate, and Robots in that show. Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyways,
that was a good show.
I've tried.
Yeah.
No, it's a production company. It's literally everything that we do is under that production company. So yeah,
Yep.
that's where the bank account is. So.
It's the main thing.
Yeah, it's the main source of
Mm-hmm.
yeah. That's where everyone gets their paychecks from. So I hope there's money
Yeah.
there. Otherwise, screw.
So we're good next week. You going anywhere?
Oh no, I'm fine. Yep. No, we're next week.
We'll be here next week.
I don't even know what next week is. Yeah, no, it's normal week.
Yeah, it's normal week.
I think so.
Right. It's the last week of the month of May. If that has any importance.
Yeah, no, I think Thursday's okay. I'll let you know. I know we gotta go. I know we have to go to Haley's graduation, but I want to say that's Friday and Saturday. Like it's an all day. It's just a Friday and Saturday thing, kind of like what you're doing.
Yeah.
So I don't think it has anything to do with Thursday. So
Perfect. All right then. We'll catch you.
All right. We'll see you then
next week.
All right. Bye.